12-year-old Bakatawar says she used to want to be a doctor. Now her focus is on her own survival. She escaped from violence in Kunduz province along with her family, and they now live in a camp in Kabul.
There was heavy fighting in our hometown. At least here in Kabul there's no fighting, but it's hard to find food.
There are many other displaced families living here. They're among the 64,000 people the UN says ran away from their hometowns in Afghanistan last year.
The security situation was very bad. 80% of all our region under the control of the Taliban, and the government only controlling the city. Every day there was heavy fighting, and we were caught in between the two sides.
There's been conflict in Afghanistan for decades. US forces pushed the Taliban out of power in 2001. But the armed group has been making gains ever since Afghan forces took charge of their own security from NATO in 2015. In its latest quarterly report, the US Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, or SIGAR, says 57% of districts were controlled by the government in November. That's less than the year before, suggesting the Taliban has gained 15% of areas. There's been heavy fighting in Helmand province. Taliban fighters have been making gains against Afghan forces despite the support of US military trainers and advisors. Afghan military casualties are increasing. Throughout Afghanistan, 9 million people live in areas where government forces are fighting the Taliban for control. But there are fewer but still a significant number of people, 2.5 million, living in areas under full Taliban control. The report shows the extended violence has left many people like Bakatawar and her family vulnerable. And the instability is getting worse as the Afghan government continues to lose ground. Caroline Malone, Al Jazeera.